Welcome to this week's episode of Nikki Eat World. Today's Easter. It will not be Easter when you watch this, but while I'm making this stuff, it's Easter, so we're gonna have a Brazilian Easter today. We're in Brazil. So we're gonna make the dessert first. We're going to make brigadeiros, which are just like chocolatey veggie balls covered in sprinkles. So in here I've got some butter. I'm gonna add some sweetened condensed milk, a pinch of salt, and 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And we're going to heat it on medium-low heat until it thickens. Set it aside to cool, and then we're going to roll it into little balls and cover them in sprinkles. So, I'm going to get started. So I think that this is thick enough. It said to stir it until when you run your thing through the middle, it takes a while to move back. It looks like it's moving pretty slow, so I think it's thick enough. So I'm going to turn the heat off, let it cool. All right, we are back. The stuff, I have to call it, the mixture for the brigadeiros is room temperature now. So now this part's gonna get a little messy. You grease your hands with butter. You're gonna have to take your ring off if you want to help. Alright, so you grease your hands up. You get about a little spoonful of this and you roll it into a ball. This is gonna get messy. Okay, so here's my little ball, and then you roll it in the sprinkles. Well, mine doesn't look near as pretty as theirs did. I don't know, maybe I need to put the sprinkles on a plate actually. But here we go. Brigadeiro number 1. Then you stick it in the little container, and I think you put them in the fridge and harden them a little bit. So here we go. Gonna keep making a mess. So the brigadeiros are done. They're not quite as pretty as the ones in the picture, but I think they turned out pretty good. I'm getting started on the feijoada. I'm making several modifications to this because I didn't want to buy ham hocks because this had enough in it already. I figured it was fine. And then I didn't want to cook my own black beans, so we're just going to use canned. So the oven is almost ready to go. In this pan, got some diced ham, bacon, and onions, and this is going to go in the oven until it gets a little crispy. So I'm going to stick that in there. And while that is cooking, I'm going to get the beans started. So they don't need near as long to cook because we're not cooking them from dried beans. We are using cans. So I'm gonna keep some of the juices from the cans. So this is a little like more stew-like, but I'm gonna get rid of a little bit. Get rid of 1 can of juice. Okay. I'm gonna stick that here. Great. And I'm going to add onions, garlic. Probably should have done that first, but you know, oops. Okay, well, I'll come back when everything is kind of going. Okay, well, the beans are kind of heating up, and in the oven we've got our bacon and ham getting crispy. Although it's not really doing much right now. Hopefully it... Wondering if I was supposed to put them in something that would like... They would only be in one layer because they're not really getting super crispy. But anyway, in this pot right here, we have a weird mix of stuff for our pão de queijo. Cheesy bread. We have some oil, milk, and water, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Oops, wrong lid. On medium-high heat. And I'm going to mix this with some tapioca flour to start our cheesy bread. So I'm going to not make you watch this pot boil. And I'll be back for our next step. All right, this stuff started boiling. And it needs to now get added to the nope, not cassava flour. I ended up using a little bit of cassava flour because I didn't have quite enough tapioca flour. I need to pour it over this. Sous chef is getting my mixer ready.
Slowly but surely.
Okay, I need to mix this together. They said it might kind of be tricky. So, dear, if you want to cut and then get the rest of the other Parmesan out because we were missing like a fourth a cup. Okay, here we go. So it said that this is going to get really sticky. Pretty quickly. Shoot! Oh, this is fun. Okay. So here's the issue. The issue is called Nikki does not have a stand mixer. Okay, so this is craziness and it's not really working, but we're gonna keep trying. So I'm gonna mix 2 eggs. Can you open that up too? Thank you. Okay, one at a time. No, not this again. No! We'll figure it out. All right, check the bacon. I think that's, you think that's good?
Hard to tell. Looks pretty good.
Let's give it
1 more minute.
2 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so we've ended up having to put the bacon in there a lot longer. I think it's probably because I didn't put it all in one layer, but it's doing okay. All right, I'm gonna keep trying to mix this together. Anyway, so the eggs are in there. I'm gonna add mozzarella and I'm gonna add Parmesan. After I get this egg better mixed in. No, don't go up there, don't go up there. This is so fun. Get a little hand massage while I'm doing this. Okay, pulled out the beater again.
Oh my goodness.
So I think this bread is gonna be amazing, but it's really meant to have a stand mixer to do half the things I attempt to do, so. Oops. Okay. We're gonna try this. We need to do what? Let me check. Add the cheese a little at a time. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's okay. Can you pull it out? so I can get a closer look at it. How do we give it a stir? And then put it back in for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. I'm gonna up the oven temp as well because I need it hotter for the bread anyways. Super fun, exciting stuff happening in this kitchen. Okay. We're gonna keep trying the mixer because the stuff is so sticky that I just don't know that I can mix it without the mixer. But it's real challenging. Yeah, that's gonna need a little longer time. It's not crispy yet.
Crunchy. Five more.
Okay. I'm not going to make you watch me struggle over this, so I'm going to add the cheese a little at a time. Show you this when it's done. All right, so the dough is done. I ended up just having to knead it with my hands, which I have very sore forearms from kneading Liege waffle dough the other day, so that's great. Anyway, so it says wet your hands and get some dough about a little less than a golf ball size. And roll it into a ball. I don't know. Zach, golf balls? Are they about this big? Okay. You're just going to keep doing that until the dough is gone. So, okay. So, the bacon browned enough. It's supposed to get crispy. It's not quite crispy, but I don't know how it's supposed to get crispy when there's like ham and stuff in here. You know what? I'm going to drain it. I'm going to cook it again for 5 more minutes and then put the pão de queijos in. All right. At this point, I'm sick of waiting. So we're just going to go with it. These beans have been cooking for far too long because the dang bacon won't get crispy. But I don't really know how it's supposed to get crispy in a baking pan. But it's a little better. Okay. I'm going to drain it. No. Okay. And then add it to the pot. I dropped a couple pieces in here.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to stir this all up. Let it simmer for just until the pão de queijo is done. So that's going to go in the oven now. And then everything should be ready in about 20 minutes. Almost forgot, there's more spices that go in here. So there's some crushed bay leaves, some coriander, some salt and pepper. Gonna go into the feijoada. And then I let it simmer for 20 minutes. Time for some fun facts about Brazil. Brazil is the 5th largest country in the world, and it's the only South American country that speaks Portuguese. It's home to the world's best beach, according to TripAdvisor. I'm gonna totally botch this. Baía do Sancho, I think is how you say it. It is also the largest coffee. It's been the largest coffee exporter in the world for 150 years, which is a long time. That's pretty crazy. It is home to 21 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, one of which is like this beautiful waterfall park that looks amazing. Also, it has the second most airports out of any country in the world, with 4,000. I know this is not about the U.S., but the U.S. has 13,513 airports. That's so many airports. Anyway, moving on. The last fun fact is that there are a couple of Osama bin Laden themed bars in Brazil, which feels like an odd theme for a bar. We're still in quarantine, so Zach's my only guest. He's gonna try the feijoada. What you think?
So good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Ooh.
Everything I wanted it to be.
Alright, some
Red.
pão de queijo. I'm interested in this. Does it taste good?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I know it's not dessert time, but go ahead and take a tiny little bite of the Brigadeiro. What do you think?
Yummy. And cooling it did help solidify it a little bit.
Cool. So it's not too ooey gooey.
No, just a little bit.
Alright.
Good amount.
Good amount of gooey. Sweet. Quick rundown of Brazil. It's probably one of my top 3 meals that I've cooked so far. It was so good. Like the bean stuff was like so salty from the bacon and so good. And little pão de queijos, I had so many of them. And they were like a great any time of the day snack. I had them for breakfast a couple times. I would recommend making some Brazilian food. If you'd like to follow my culinary journey around the world, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing.